it's good to see the hard work paying off. The mindset shift I can feel myself having is like, yes, you have a sense of pride. You walk around with your chest out. You walk around and you feel like a football player. You feel like what you dreamed of as a kid before. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. Like we're not really focused on that. Like, it's not really a time to sit down and rest for me to actually think about that, because like you're so critical of yourself. And like even in the games that we won 4 games, and like you go into the meeting rooms after the wins on Sunday, and you're just like, it's like you lost the game because you're so critical on yourself. Like, we're going to halftime up, and those players are mad because like there's so much better we can do. There's so much more that we have in us, and it's just like, yes, when you take a step back and look at it, yes, we can be proud of how far we've come, but it's still like an innate sense of knowing like we have so much more to get to and so much more to accomplish.
Go out there tonight, you bring fire, you bring passion, you bring energy, you bring physicality.
Welcome to East Hartford, where the Blue Devils are looking to get to 4-0 for the first time since 2018. It is the first day of fall, and it certainly feels that way.
Everything you got, right? That's what this game demands. We talk about it all the time. This game wants everything from you. I'm not satisfied. Are y'all satisfied? Yeah. Let's go. Show it. Let's go together on 2. 1, 2. Yeah.
The give to Jordan, into the pile, trying to move it. He will! Into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's roll, man. Stop. Roll, man.
Snap, rolls to the right, pitches it, fumbled, it's loose at the 15, the Blue Devils trying to get after it, they've got it with Morris at the 10! Leonard takes the snap, the give to Waters running left, goes outside, and takes it in for the touchdown!
How about that for a quick response off of the turnover?
The shotgun Roberson, 4-man rush, has time, starting to wind down, he's in trouble, he's sacked! Back at the 13, Aeneas Peebles rumbles through. And the Blue Devils are about to get it back. They are dominating right now on the road. Leonard design quarterback run, bounces through on the right and takes it in for the touchdown.
It's like he has butter on his jersey. Whenever someone touches him, it just doesn't matter.
On third down, the snap to Roberson. 4-man rush, he's in trouble again, and down he goes. Peebles hit him first, and he's sacked back at the 24. And Aeneas Peebles having himself an afternoon here in East Hartford. Here's the snap, going to keep it on the ground. Mitchell spun to the middle, lost the ball. It's scooped up by Carter. 20, 15, big boy touchdown.
The 3-time captain, Mr. Duke, has a touchdown.
Yeah, Bob, yeah. The Blue Devils win. Yes.
Dominant right from the opening kickoff as the Blue Devils pound the Huskies. 41-7 the final score. Duke is 4-0.
Obviously, this was a stretch where we were the better team in the last 3 games, but you could look around college football every weekend, and sometimes that doesn't really mean a whole lot. And so for us to come out of that Clemson win and come out the next 3 weeks and perform the way we did, win with comfortable margins, be able to get a bunch of guys a lot of playing time in the second half, and really, take the physical toll off of our group coming off of the short week. We talked a lot about that to open the season. I just think we handled it the right way. I think we've continued to practice well. We've continued to stay focused at the task at hand, and that's really encouraging as we move into this next stretch of the season, which is obviously going to be really critical.
Duke All Access is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next. By Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires. And by Coke Zero Sugar. They say Coke Zero is irresistibly tasty. Does that make it the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down. They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. That electrolytes are all the same.
And just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing.
Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Statistically, the world is losing color. But who wants a gray world when we could have this? Honey yellow, periwinkle, indigold. Things stay the same when the same is where you stay. But in hundreds of Delta destinations, simply opening your eyes can open your world.
I need to try it first.
From the shotgun, Roberson, four-man rush, has time, starting to wind down, he's in trouble, he's sacked! Back at the 13, Aeneas Peebles rumbles through. And the Blue Devils are about to get it back. They are dominating right now on the road. On third down, the snap to Roberson. Four-man rush, he's in trouble again, and down he goes! Peebles hit him first, and he's sacked back at the 24. His second sack of the day. And Aeneas Peebles having himself an afternoon here in East Hartford.
He's really starting to come into his own as a player. You know, he's a kid that we obviously have a lot of confidence in him. We reference him all the time as another starter. We feel like we have 3 starters at defensive tackle, which is something that's really important in this day and age. And we certainly feel like and trust him to get out there in the most critical of situations and know that he'll go out there and execute the way we need him to.
Coming from out of high school, I was always looked at as like, oh, we don't really know what he'll play, if he'll be big enough to play interior or we should move him to the outside. So weightlifting and getting strong has been kind of one of the things I made sure to focus on when I came to college, and I feel like I'm really been doing that, especially with the addition of Coach David Finley. Like his help and his contribution to, you know, my size and my mass and how I play has been huge. You know, Coach Simpson's done wonders with him from a technique standpoint, and I think, you know, Dwayne and Jamion are 2 guys to look up to in a preparation standpoint, but Aeneas is his own guy too, and I think he brings something a little bit different. I think he plays the game with a different kind of edge. He certainly has a different level of twitch and pass rush ability, and so he brings some things to the table that are really unique for him too. This is probably one of the deepest defensive lines I've ever played for, ever. You know, I feel like we have guys that could start at any program, anywhere, at any part of the defensive line right now. Like, since I played with, and I like to say it like this, I play with both ends of the spectrum. I play with Chris Rumph and Victor McKazy and those kind of guys who, you know, are doing really well in the NFL right now. And then I love to be able to say that I'm playing with the Dwayne Carters and Jamion Franklins and, you know, the Wesley Williams and those guys who are also going to be big-time NFL players one day. So I love to say that, like, I'm a part of both of those, you know, big defensive line groups. I took the route I have because family is really one of the things that's been so close to me. Like, one of the things that I'll never play around with. One of those things where it's like, as long as I have my family, I feel like I'll be okay. And by having tattoos of them, it makes me feel like they're always with me. So all I really have on my left arm right now is a tattoo that says legacy. So this tattoo right here kind of sparked my interest for my family's background, like looking into my family's background and kind of seeing like what came before me. For my back, one side is my grandfather and one side is my dad. Both of them played college football, and my grandfather played for the San Diego Chargers. His name's in the stadium, like he's in the African American College Hall of Fame. He has his own day at Central, actually. As I've been growing up and going through my own football experiences and seeing like what it takes to really be like that good, to have your own day, I mean, you gotta be pretty legendary. So, I mean, that's just what I've been striving for, you know what I'm saying? Having a legendary legacy how he did. He's one of my biggest role models throughout my whole life, I would say. You know, different from my dad. He's not one of the guys that I got to like live with, but when it came to like somebody I wanted to be like when I grew up, he was the biggest role model for me. I honestly heard so many stories, and even talking with him and just him going back and telling me all the things he can remember about him playing ball. Like, I mean, the way his teammates talked about him at his memorial was one of the greatest things I've ever heard. You know, listen to all his teammates tell the stories, and even I remember when I would go up there and see him sometimes, and just like, one of the things that I can always remember about him is his hands. I mean, especially him playing O-line, like he had the strongest grip. Even when I would shake his hand, no matter how old he was, you know, I mean, I just remember him having the strongest hands of any guy I've ever met. Basically on my dad's side, his dad actually played at North Carolina State. As you know, my dad played for Appalachian State. He still holds the TFL records up there. You know, he also played defensive line. And with my mother, she played college, but she also played professional softball. So that was kind of like really when it first started to become a thing in general. So she was really one of the pioneers, especially as a black woman. So that was really big for her. And then all my aunts, almost, to be honest, my whole family lineage, like nobody paid for college. Like we all went and played college sports. In the conversation with my dad, he basically said like I wasn't gonna be handed anything. So if I really wanted to go get something, it was gonna have to be on my own, or I was gonna have to make something work. And you know, after looking at all my big role models, like my grandfather, like my dad, like my mom, I mean, college sports seemed like one of the things that like was just natural to me. So, you know, after watching my dad play and seeing the similarities in my game with his, like it just seemed like something I would love to do. So I just stuck with it.
I think it helps from a preparation standpoint and doing the things that you need to do. I think anytime you have a family that can educate you on what playing elite level athletics looks like and how you take care of your body and how you train and how important it is to continue to work hard. Like I think anytime you're getting that support from home, it can only reinforce the messages of the coaching staff. And so obviously I think it just helps him continue to grow and develop as a player and as a man.
I hear my dad yelling before every game. He said, let's get it going. He says those exact words, let's get it going, every time I come out of the tunnel. As soon as we come off the sideline and run out, I just look up and see my dad, and I'll hear, let's get it going. Like, so it's really big for me. I would like to say that the vibe is generally always well, but one of the things that we always constantly remind ourselves that we can be great, we can always be better. There's always things we can do more. So, you know, as we go into each game, we always tell ourselves it's not about them, it's about us. So, I mean, if we all keep that mindset right there, that it's not about them, it's about us, then we can be amazing.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down. They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. That electrolytes are all the same.
Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing.
Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her! You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time.
Head to Bojangles and grab your tailgate box today.
Duke's new century cries out for a university where the drive to discover is not hemmed by disciplinary logics, where philosophers work side by side with physicians and physicists, where nurses find inspiration in narrative theory, where mechanical engineers team up with marine biologists or musicians. I believe Duke will continue to be that university, together.
We coming hard, we coming fast. Get out the way or get caught up in the blast. We coming hard, we coming fast. Get out the way or get caught up in the blast. We coming hard into battle, thought they were strong, but they rattled like an avalanche. We advance, lights go out like a shadow. Soon as it starts, then it's over. Round of applause for the close of the opposers know exactly who we are. We coming hard.
You know, again, I said this after the game. I really wish we would have ran the ball a little bit better. I'm not completely excited about how we ran the ball, but we did know that our strength was going to be the throw game, and it was an opportunity for us to take advantage of, what we felt like were loaded boxes and some short coverages. And so it was something we felt like we were going to need to do. It was something we obviously had to do as the game played out the way it did, but it's also something we have a lot of confidence in. It's not something that we really have shied away from at times this year. You know, we know if we have to throw the ball, we're very capable of doing it, and so that's what happened on this Saturday.
From the shotgun, here goes Riley. Takes the snap, wants to throw. Good pass block. The throw underneath is caught, and it's a first down to Calhoun to the 29-yard line. What a block by Jacquez Moore in the backfield on the free rusher, and then Leonard pays it off with a first down to Calhoun.
I mean, our run game is great, and that opens up a lot for the passing game too. So just when that opportunity comes, I got to make the play.
3rd and 11, they need the 35 for a first down. Leonard from the shotgun faces a 4-man rush. He's got time, steps up in the pocket all day, in fact. Launches, it's caught. Calhoun inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. Nice catch and throw and a pickup of 24 for Jalen. Play fake, launches, wide open. It's Jordan Moore, and he'll walk in for the touchdown. A bust for the Huskies, and the Blue Devils take advantage.
I think he just continues to develop again. Every time he goes out on the football field, he's getting more and more comfortable at the position, and I still think he would tell you there's a lot of room for growth still. You know, he's still only been playing, you talk about a college wide receiver starting in the ACC that we're really counting on, who still has only played wide receiver for 13 months in his life. That's still a very small sample size, all things considered, and so I think he continues to work and do things the right way to go out there and get better every weekend.
Waters out of the shotgun is standing to the right of Riley Leonard. Here's the snap, the give to Jordan, into the pile, trying to move it. He will! Into the end zone for the touchdown. The Huskies thought they had it walled up at the goal line, but number 7 would have none of it.
The biggest part of that is the down deep in the red zone, and I think it's our ability to control the line of scrimmage and physically finish drives. And we talk a lot about that, how important it is to get drives into the end zone. There's a huge difference between touchdowns and field goals, obviously, and being able to run the football in that area of the field is something we got to rise to the challenge for, because it's not easy. And credit to our O-line, credit to our backs that we've been able to do that this year to some great success.
We coming hard, we coming fast. Get out the way or get caught up in the blast.
Gonna keep it on the ground. Mitchell spun to the middle, lost the ball. It's scooped up by Carter. 20, 15, big boy touchdown. Dwayne rumbles in, and the Blue Devils have broken it open here in the 3rd quarter.
Ryan did a really good job of being under control on the backside. We had times have lost pursuit on the backside edge a little bit this year, and it was a big emphasis point. They were running a play away from him, and he actually did a really good job of being disciplined on the backside and was able to pop the ball out. And then everyone in our locker room will tell you Dwayne Carter's the luckiest human on the planet, and so it pops right up to him, and he's able to get the scoop and score. And I think that just caused everyone to kind of shrug their shoulders, like, of course, there goes Dwayne for another touchdown.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her! You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Head to Bojangles and grab your tailgate box today.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Duke Football 360 with Dave Harding, presented by Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires.
The Duke defense has been dominant through the first 4 games of the season. They are top 5 nationally in scoring defense, giving up just over 8 points a game through the opening part of this year. A big part for that is being complementary on the defensive side of the football. If there's any space in the secondary, typically the defensive line has done a good job of getting to the quarterback to force an inaccurate throw down the field. And then if the defensive line's unable to get pressure, the secondary has lockdown coverage. Much of the same in the run game, great tackling on the perimeter by the secondary players in space, very physical play by the defensive line and linebackers and along the line of scrimmage, everybody playing well together. Against UConn, that was more of the same, a dominant performance. We're going to focus today on one player in particular, that's number 16, a defensive lineman, Aeneas Peebles. Mike Elko mentioned in his press conference this week what a dominant performance he had, making a big-time impact, even though he's not a starter, coming in and playing well. That's another big winning edge for this Duke defense, is building significant depth, not just people to come in and give relief for the starters, but people that come in and make big-time plays. Here he is. This is a third down situation, very impactful as a pass rusher. You got 3 down defensive linemen. Here's R.J. Open, the defensive end at the top there. 2 linebackers walked up over the guards. It's a little twist action, typical third down kind of pass rush, trying to find a defensive lineman, get a way to get them open. Take a look at number 12, Trey Freeman at the snap. He comes in here and picks the left hip of the center. That's the man that Aeneas Peebles is in front of. By doing so, basically 2 offensive linemen are occupied by the pick man, and then you've got somebody rolling around. That's number 16, Peebles, that comes untouched. Ideally, the center is able to knock the guard back over by assuming Trey Freeman, and the guard can pick up Peebles, but because his teammate and Trey Freeman able to do such a good job of getting penetration, Peebles comes untouched. He's got some quickness and athleticism to gobble up the quarterback in the backfield for an 11-yard loss, forcing the Huskies to punt. This is in the third quarter, a little bit later in the game. Similar look, 3 down defensive linemen, the 2 linebackers are up. Instead at the snap, we don't see Trey Freeman come in and pick. Both linebackers drop into coverage, so you have a true 3 down rush. What makes Aeneas Peebles so special is he doesn't always need somebody contributing to his ability to rush the passer. He's got significant get-off, quick hands to cause havoc along that offensive line by himself. He attacks the center's offhand. Typically, you see a defensive lineman gravitate toward attacking a center's snap hand because it's occupied. You know, they've got to snap the ball and then get a hand up. Instead, here, he's attacking the left arm of the center. It's available, ready to punch. As the center punches it, Peebles, you see here, this white glove swats it away, gets on an edge, and once a defensive lineman gets to the hip of an offensive lineman, it's too late. He's already past him. He's got a free run to the quarterback, and watch number 16 swoop in there, and then a teammate, R.J. Open, helping him out. Aeneas Peebles comes in, a sack and a half on the day, almost had the 2 complete sacks, but a very good performance. He was also very good along the defensive line in the run game. Duke's defense playing complementary football, very physical, working together, linebackers, defensive line coming together, secondary, everyone in conjunction, assisting and making a big-time difference in their ability to win football games.
It's over. Both arms in the air for the head coach, and why not a statement for Mike Elko as the students pour onto the field. 28-7 the final score. Duke thumps the Tigers, and they start the season with a resounding win over the number 9 team in the country.
I think every time you get on this stage and feel what it's all about, it helps you the next time you go through it. And obviously that wasn't game day, but that was a big national stage on Monday night. And so I think the kids kind of have a little bit better feel for what this is going to be like all week. Maybe gives them a little bit better opportunity to block some of that noise out, and then hopefully go out in the game and from snap one this time be comfortable in what we're doing. Obviously there were some mistakes early in that Clemson game as we were starting to get our feet underneath us a little bit. Hopefully we're able to start fast and get this thing going right from the start. From the team standpoint, it's block out the noise. I think that's the biggest thing is block out the noise, stay focused on the main thing, and make sure we go out there and we put good solid days of practice together and get in the film and do the preparation and do the things that are important to allow us to have success. I think sometimes kids get into these situations and we talk about this a lot in our locker room, like don't spend time thinking about the plays you're gonna make or the celebrations after the plays you're gonna make. Think about the little things that go into making the plays or being ready to execute at the level you're capable of to put yourself in position to make the plays. It's a slight change in mindset, but I think it's everything. And so we're just trying to keep them focused on what they need to be focused on and kind of tune out all this noise to the best of their ability. They should be confident because of the amount of work that they've put in. They've trained, they've prepared for this moment and go out there and play their best version of Duke football, and that should be enough.